Here at the stadium, and there's the hero of Game 1. Gleyber Torres, who hits the walk-off home run, gives the Yankees a 2-1 victory. And the Yankees have been obviously red hot of late. They'd won 11 in a row, then lost a game. Now they try to start another winning streak. And if you go back a little bit further, the Yankees have won 14 of their last 16 games, and you got to like that if you're a team, Cameron, because you lose that tough game in Toronto, and boom, you come right back after 3 days off and win the first game you play.
Yeah, great job of weathering the storm. Having 3 days off can be tough to get your rhythm back, but you saw, timely hits when you need them. Gleyber swinging the bat well, continuing to stay hot, pitching doing his job as usual, bullpen coming in, shutting the door. So a great win to get this series started. Game 1 of the doubleheader.
It's interesting too, Paul. In that one at bat in the 9th inning, you saw the good and the bad of Gleyber Torres. You mentioned on the first pitch, he's pulling off, trying to hit a home run, and then he stays within himself, takes a ball to right center, and he wins the game.
You know what? It was an amazing at bat because you saw from pitch 1 that he was in that mode. I want to end this game. And a lot of times as a hitter, you think you need to pull the baseball to do that. And at 3-1 pitch, you were almost hoping as a fan, maybe he'll just walk to get things going. But he stayed through it. And this is what he's capable of doing. I mean, if he is able to stay on the ball, he can use Yankee Stadium to his advantage and hit big home runs like this one was right there. And, Cameron, you're going to have to show me that dance. I don't know it, but you're going to have to show it to me.
I got you, man. Listen, I just finished teaching our guy, Michael K. how to gritty. I think he has it. It was first time. He did pretty good.
I'm shocked at you, O'Neill. I'm shocked. The guy who does the gritty is Jamar Chase of the Bengals. That's your team.
I know, but you know what? The Reds are so bad, I've left Cincinnati. I'm more like into the waltz and stuff like that.
The waltz, I love it, Paul.
I'll tell you what, you have to stay tuned. Maybe Cameron and I will break out the gritty a little bit later on. The Yankees are going for a doubleheader sweep. They have taken the field, and they will go for a 2-game sweep. You don't mind doubleheaders when you take both of them, that's for sure. And now the Rangers have to avoid a sweep, and the Yankees are going to try to nail one down. And they have the guy that they want on the mound. Jordan Montgomery's pitched very, very well this year, and he'll try to shut down a Ranger lineup that has had some struggles offensively. The Rangers are 10-15 coming to the second game of this doubleheader, and the Yankee record is 19-7, which is the best in baseball. All right, today's starting lineup brought to you by TikTok. It starts on TikTok. So Simeon played second in the first game. He's playing short here today, leading off. Adolis Garcia is in right field, he'll bat second. Corey Seager played shortstop, now he's the DH. Jonah Heim is going to catch. He'll clean up. His numbers are off the charts offensively, which is not what you expect from him. Nick Solak in left field, Nathaniel Lowe at first, Andy Ibanez at third. Charlie Culberson gets a start at second base and bats eighth, and Eli White is in center field, and he is going to bat ninth. They are going to face that left-hander that we told you about, Jordan Montgomery. This will be a 6th start. Doesn't have a win, but that's certainly not his fault. He has not had offensive support. 2.88 ERA, 25 innings, 20 strikeouts, just 5 walks. He's allowed 1 home run. Opponents hit .217 against him. Let's take a look at the scouting report.
Yeah, Jordan Montgomery been extremely consistent throughout the season. 2.88 ERA through the first 5. Only thing that's been troubling is his run support. Low run support, only 6 runs of support in 5 starts, 2 or fewer in every game. So, and one thing he's having a lot of success with, his breaking ball. He continues to get his breaking ball over, continues to get swing and misses off of that. 2 for 24 with 13 Ks on the curveball. So look forward to seeing Jordan get that curveball spinning up there and piling up some more Ks.
All right, let's take a look at the defense, which is brought to you by your local Tri-State GMC dealers. For the Yankees have Hicks in left field, Florial in center, and Giancarlo Stanton gets start in right. Donaldson, Canafalefa, Torres, and Rizzo third to first. Trevino behind the plate. Montgomery's on the mound. Let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is a strike. We're underway. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And the count is 0-2. Simeon did have 2 hits in 4 at-bats in the first game, and that only gets his average up to 192 as he struggled in his first season with the Rangers after the big free agent contract he signed. Simeon was a thorn in the Yankee side last year. He had 8 home runs against the Yankees and 16 runs batted in. And overall, he had 45 home runs on the season. Still has not hit a home run for the Rangers. Two and two. Lights are on from the very first pitch. It's been an overcast, somewhat chilly day. They remain on for game 2 of this doubleheader. Swing and a miss. Simeon down on strikes, 1 away. Well, let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the Yankees. It's 56. It feels a little colder. Chance of rain is 32%. Humidity the same. The wind out of the northeast at 15 miles per hour. Northeast, out of the northeast would tell you it's blowing straight in to home plate. All the flags are starched out right toward the plate. And I think that what you're going to see in this game, what we saw in the first game, if you're going to get a home run, it's got to be like what Torres did, something low, doesn't get high up in the air because it's going to be blown back by the wind. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Well, he's got great movement on that sinker, and he's able to throw a changeup with kind of the same movement. And Cam, I agree 100%. We noticed it last year when he can locate his curveball, especially early in the count. He is a much, much better pitcher.
Quinn Walcott is calling balls and strikes behind the plate. Line drive and over the try of a leaping Gleyber Torres. A base hit for Garcia. Makes a big turn as Florial will get the ball into Gleyber Torres.
Garcia got this one off the end of the bat a little bit. Didn't have that great sound, and that's why Michael, you had to kind of hesitate to see if it was going to be caught. But it did find the outfield grass. Now Monty's going to be pitching from the stretch.
Seager at the plate. He was 0 for 4 in game 1. Let's see if they turn 2. There's one on to first. It's a double play. A beautifully turned double play by the New York Yankees. And the pivot man was Josh Donaldson because of the shift. It's a 4-5-3 inning-ending double play. As you see, Seager touches first base before the ball settles into the glove of Rizzo. They have not yet overturned it, but they have challenged it, and the umpires are waiting for the ruling. Back from...
After review, the call on the field is overturned.
There you have it.
The runner is safe. Texas will retain their challenge.
That's Alan Porter, the crew chief for this particular crew. So the inning goes on. Now the Yankees have to retake the field, and Jordan Montgomery has to retake the mound. So the force at second is a 4-5 force. But Seager did beat out the return throw from Donaldson. And they'll allow Montgomery to have some warm-ups.
Yeah, that was interesting. You get halfway off the mound for a second, you would think he would just come back out and be ready, but just long enough to need a few warm-up pitches too. So get Montgomery a couple to get back warm.
So here is Jonah Heim. Fly ball down the right field line. Foul ball out of play.
That's a good matchup for Texas. Heim has always been a good kind of platoon catcher. Good swings off lefties. Career 300 hitter over his lifetime against left-handed pitching. So good thing for Texas to get him in the lineup as much as they can. His numbers have been big so far, but a lot of damage against left-handed pitching.
0-2 on Heim. Heim is pretty much known as a defensive specialist, but hitting .353 with 3 homers and 10 ribbies.
He's an athlete too. Great body, really put together. 6'4", 220. He's bigger than your typical catcher.
Chopped slowly to Kiner-Falefa. Fires to first, and now we promise you that is the end of the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Rangers nothing, and the New York Yankees are coming to bat. So the Texas Rangers will get their gloves and they'll head back to the field. And this is the New York Yankees starting lineup, which is brought to you by TikTok. It starts on TikTok. It starts with Aaron Hicks, who's playing left field. Aaron Judge, the DH, bats second. Rizzo's at first. Giancarlo Stanton in right. Josh Donaldson did not start game 1. He'll be at third base batting fifth. Batting sixth, the second baseman Gleyber Torres. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. The shortstop will bat seventh. Estevan Florial. He's going to be the extra player called up for the doubleheader. He gets a start in center field and bats eighth, and batting ninth and catching it's Jose Trevino. And they are going to face Glenn Otto out of the Yankee farm system. This will be his third start. He's 1-0, 2.89, 10 strikeouts in 9 1/3 innings. And we'll take a look now at the scouting report.
Former Yankee farmhand Glenn Otto, 4 years in the minors. He went to Texas in the Joey Gallo trade. He has a 4-seamer, slider, curveball, also a changeup and a sinker. How many innings will he go today? We do not know. First start, 5 innings pitch, and the last one 4 innings pitch. So we'll see what kind of leash Glenn Otto has today.
Well, we'll see. The keys to the game now brought to you by your local Kia dealers. So what do we have as keys?
Well, are we going to need a broom? Well, if you're a Yankee fan, you certainly hope so. Sweeping doubleheaders are hard, but the Yankees are playing well, so it's a good opportunity for them here. Using the whole team, you got Florial, Trevino, Kiner-Falefa, Donaldson in the lineup for game 2, so it does show the depth that the Yankees can throw at you. And the bullpen is still strong. I mean, Aaron Boone has a lot of options. He's still got King, got Green, he's got Chapman, so it lines up for a good thing for the Yankees. They got good depth in the starting rotation, and you got good depth in the bullpen that you can get to.
So Aaron Hicks is going to start it off. Very quick note, we told you how windy it's been at the stadium. Well, Garrett Cole said in his post-game press conference he was fascinated by the wind was moving around the infield, and he said it was a crosswind. And we also said that a great pitch for him so far in the early going has been the cutter, and Kyle Higashioka was convinced that the cutter was affecting the movement on Cole's, or the wind was affecting the movement on Cole's cutter. Said he's only previously experienced wind effects at Wrigley like that before today. You remember Wrigley, right, Paul?
Oh, boy. I can remember getting onto the bus every day from Michigan Avenue, and the first thing you would look for the flags, and you knew if they were going one way, they were going straight out of Wrigley Field. No better place to hit with the wind blowing out.
Well, Don Zimmer said that when he managed the Cubs, Paul, he had an apartment building that he could see the flags of Wrigley Field, and he knew whether it was going to be a good day or a bad day when he woke up in the morning.
Zim didn't like his pitching staff, huh?
2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Tell you, a nasty little slider right there from Otto. I'll never forget the story Don Zimmer told me. Rick Sutcliffe was pitching in Cincinnati, and he was just getting bombed. And then all of a sudden, finally, Zim goes out to take him out of the game, and he said, "Don't you come out here." He said, "I'm not coming out to take you out. I'm just coming out so they can reload those fireworks for the next home run they hit." And he turned around and walked right back to the dugout.
Knowing both guys, I could see that exchange, Paul. Just underway, game 2 of this doubleheader. Yankees won the first one 2-1 on a walk-off home run by Gleyber Torres. And Hicks, who has a good on-base percentage, he starts off the first with a walk. Let's take a look at the Rangers defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State GMC dealers, Solak, White, and Garcia. That's left to right in the outfield. Ibanez, Simeon, Culberson, and Lowe, third to first. Ibanez played first in the first game. Jonah Heim behind the plate. On the mound, Glenn Otto.
We spoke about Gleyber's approach and, you know, him being in the middle of the field. Paul, let me ask you, what do you think and how do you think, you know, Aaron, you know, Judge using the pull side more, how it's allowed him to really take off?
Well, he is so big that he can reach the outside, and he's so strong that, you know, he can flick the ball out the other way. And I always thought hitting, I mean, if you didn't have to worry about pulling the ball to hit the ball out of the ballpark, you really never had to give in to the pitcher and guess. And I think that's what Aaron Judge is starting to find out, that, you know, the whole field is a home run opportunity for him.
Fouled away, 0-2.
Yeah, I wonder that watching him. It's like, you know, you talk about how great he's been, but you're seeing it go to another level, and you're right. I think just him, you know, in 19, they talk so much about 314, but when you think 314 and you're as big as Judge is, sometimes you start letting balls get too deep. You know, that's when the swing and misses start to go up. You start letting the ball travel a little too much, but I think for him, being in the center of the field, it opens up the entire ballpark for him, like you said, foul pole to foul pole.
High pop-up on the right side. Going to be a long run for Garcia. Still coming. And he makes the play in foul territory. He covered a lot of ground for the first out.
And that ball's running away from him, too, because the ball's coming in. You talked about that wind. And as a right fielder, you know you're at a full sprint. And it's like that ball is running away from you at the same time.
I mean, that is a great play, a lot of ground to cover. And let me be honest, you see outfielders, guys who aren't known for their defense, they don't want that ball. You have to want that ball. to Paul, he's laughing because he knows to make that play, you have to really want that ball. You see some guys, they don't want any part of that ball when it's coming back to the infield. So that is an outstanding play.
Here's Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo was 1 for 3 with a walk in the first game. And they're keeping a close eye on Hicks. One and 0. So Quinn Walcott is behind the plate. Alan Porter at first. Jeremy Rehack second. Lance Barrett is at third. Andy Fletcher, who was a home plate umpire in the first game, he gets the second game off. Runner goes. There's a strike. Throw to second. It goes into center field. But Hicks stays right there. So a stolen base for Aaron Hicks.
An absolute outstanding jump. His jump was almost so good, he almost left early. But a great jump by Aaron Hicks, and I love seeing that at his game this year. We've seen it early this season. Aaron making things happen on the bases with his speed. He's a guy, I spoke to him, in Detroit and said that's a tool that you need to use. You need to go in that toolbox and pull that out more and help this team create more opportunities. So I love seeing Aaron out there running the pillows, stealing bags, and getting in scoring position.
Two and one on Rizzo. Stanton's on deck. Otto was called up on April 22nd. Got his first major league win by beating his high school teammate Adam Oller of the A's. He was a 5th round pick by the Yankees in 2017 out of Rice University. And as Cameron mentioned,
actually played with in Cincinnati and then against Norm Charlton. He was a Rice graduate, and that was very kind of weird because Rice is always known for the high academics, and Norm didn't feel like he belonged, but he was a great pitcher. As Richard takes one off his thigh, which we're usually used to seeing.
Well, since Rizzo's come up to the big leagues, he's been hit more than anyone.
Ouch.
Anthony's a guy who stands so close to the plate. He goes up to the box with no fear whatsoever, and that's what you want as a hitter. You want a guy up there who's fearless, but I hate seeing my guy take so many of these shots.
6th time he's been hit this year. Quick trip to the mound by Doug Mathis. They have a big coaching staff here for the Rangers. He's their pitching coach. A conversation about the hit by pitch, some smiles. And here's Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton drove in a run in the first game with a sac fly, but he was 0 for 2. That snapped his 9-game hitting streak. That one is chopped to third. Ibanez fields. There's one on to first. They turn it around. The horn. Double play. Started on a nice play on the short hop by Ibanez. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. We'll go to the 2nd inning. It's 0-0 on Yes. Well, the manager of the Texas Rangers seemed a little bitter after the game. Chris Woodward, after Gleyber Torres had the walk-off home run to right field, he said he happened to hit it in a Little League ballpark to right field. Well, we looked it up. That ball by Gleyber would have been a home run in 26 of the 30 ballparks in the big leagues. And I kind of think that's weak sauce, Cameron, because his guys have the same right field in this game.
Yeah, that's super weak. I'm sorry. And they've been listening for years. They've hit a little league park. I mean, that ball flies out of Texas. So sometimes you just got to take your lumps. It is what it is, but I don't think Glaber hit that ball as good as you can hit a ball oppos. Sometimes you just got to give credit when credit's due.
Ground ball grabbed there by Donaldson across the diamond and retires Solak. One away here in the second. You know, David Cohn has like sought out those statistics, and this ballpark does not play smaller than most ballparks. It's like right in the middle. I mean, what you get in right field gets taken away in left center.
It's extremely fair, and again, even now, you know, the ball doesn't fly like that until it really gets warm. Also here, so people forget that. Like you said, left center, you really gotta get into the ball to hit one out of left center. So, you know, don't let the small porch in right field fool you. This is a fair ballpark. I mean, 385 to right center, 399 to left center. It's no cheapies here, you know. So, other than that 314, but again, that ball leaving 26 other ballparks. I mean, that works a lot of places.
Well, Torres' home run went 369 feet, and the one that Calhoun hit off Garrett Cole went 355. I mean, no one has to stick up for this ballpark. They do have a short porch in right field, but they give it and they take it the way as well. A lot of ballparks play small in some parts, like Fenway in left field, and they play deep in right center. But I don't think I might. You guys could correct me, but I don't think they moved the wall back for the Rangers when they're up.
No, it doesn't work that way.
1-1. Big cut by Ibanez, 1-2.
Now facing the Yankees pitching staff may make you feel like they backed the wall up a little bit. As good as these guys have been throwing the baseball.
Started them young Yankee fans. They'll be fans forever. 1-2. Missed outside, 2-2. Ibanez was 0 for 2 with a walk in the first game.
He was extremely busy at first, too, that first game. Had a lot of action over there.
Well, a step off toward the dugout by Trevino, but Quinn Walcott said not so fast. Walcott was not buying that frame.
I think Trevino's hands are so good that he buys it sometimes.
High fly ball. Left center. Called off by Florial as Hicks, and that'll do it. As Montgomery retires the Rangers in order, we go to the bottom of the second.
Mothers out there, happy Mother's Day, especially to my mom. Happy Mother's Day.
I just want to wish a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Myself, I want to wish it to my mom and my wife. I love y'all, and thank y'all for everything you do.
And from everybody here at the Yes Network, we send those same wishes out on Mother's Day. Hope you're having a wonderful day with your family. Josh Donaldson will lead off against Glenn Otto, and the first pitch is outside 1-0 as we start the bottom of the second inning. That one is ripped down the left field line, foul. It's a great story in the New York Post about the relationship Josh Donaldson has with his mom. If you have a chance, you should definitely read that. Well done. They are very, very close. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
I had a really good conversation in the cages with Josh today. He was down there tinkering with some things and really trying to get some things figured out in the swing, some mechanical things straightened out. And this guy is a guy who's a student. He loves studying the swing, breaking it down, and you know, he's never not working on getting his swing right. It's really interesting, and I learned a lot from him actually. You know, his whole swing path and everything that he focuses on. It was fun to have that conversation with Josh earlier.
Does he think he's close?
Yeah, he feels pretty good. He sees the things that are breaking down in the swing, and you know, it's just sometimes as hitters we see things and you know we know what we need to do, but our brain, you know, cannot connect the dots sometimes, you know, at that moment. So, you know, he feels like he's getting closer and he knows the things that are breaking down in the swing, and I think he's really doing the best job he can attacking those small things.
2-2 on Donaldson. You miss those fun days, Paul, when you're trying to figure out why you're slumping?
Well, you know, it can be a simple thing or it can be something that you're going to fight with all year. I look at Donaldson, and I remember him even having a higher leg kick, which takes a tremendous amount of balance. And to me, he's, you know, to use a leg kick is to get your weight back. And to me, his leg kick's a little smaller, and he's getting to his front side a little quicker. Again, like we talked earlier about Gallo. Every once in a while, though, you put one in play and you get a hit. We talked earlier about Gallo, and sometimes if you don't get your weight back, then everything starts to go towards the pitcher, and you roll over a lot of stuff, and you just don't hit the ball as solid as you should.
And Paul, that's what he spoke on that in the cage. You're absolutely right. Because one thing he said he was doing was feeling like he was almost sliding, you know, that back foot almost sliding, and it's causing him to work uphill. You know, he's a guy who really wants to focus on, you know, down and through the baseball, you know, even playing. So what you're saying is exactly what he was talking about in the cage, is not sliding as much with his backside, which is causing him to leak. And like you said, allow him to, you know, everything way too far out in front. Absolutely right.
Here's the walk-off king, Gleyber Torres. And he hits a fly ball to right field. Garcia is there. One down. So here's Isaiah Kanafalefa facing his former team, the Texas Rangers. Yankees did not acquire him from the Rangers. Rangers traded him to the Twins. The Yankees made the trade with the Twins with the main purpose to get IKF. And they also got Josh Donaldson along in the deal, sending Gio Urshela and Gary Sanchez to Minnesota, while also getting the catcher Ben Rortvedt, who has been on the IL with a oblique injury. He's starting his rehab.
So Garver was part of that trade too, Michael, right? The catcher.
The first
from
one, yes. Yep, the first one from Minnesota to Texas for IKF. (2-0) on IKF. Now, Meredith, you spoke to Isaiah, right?
I did, Michael, and he said he had this date circled on his calendar, but he just wanted to get it over with. With the rainouts the last 2 days, he was itching to finally play his final team. I asked his former team. I asked him whether or not he was able to connect with any of his former teammates, and he said, nope, it's all business now. I'm going to go out there and play. But he was around the cage earlier. He said hi to a few people, as did Joey Gallo. And, of course, Jose Trevino spent time with the Rangers as well.
3-0 on Kiner-Falefa. Now, you play for a lot of teams, Cameron, so you could not really freeze out former teammates. You wouldn't have many friends.
I wasn't that guy anyway.
Right.
You know, I was the guy. I was going to go back and say hello to everybody, speak to everybody, and then when the game started, I was going to try to, you know, get at their neck as the best I could. So
pregame hugs.
Pregame hugs, and then once the game started, it was on. I was trying to take money out of your pocket. So.
That's kind of the way Michael and I are, Cameron. Pre-game hugs, and then we just fight on the air. It's just the way it is.
It makes for good TV.
Feels comfortable that way. And a walk for Kiner-Falefa. So first and second with one man out. Now, I want to further amplify the quote by Chris Woodward. He said that Gleyber Torres' home run was an easy out in 99% of ballparks. But when you look at the computations, it's a home run in 26 out of 30. It really is a weak sauce comment from a guy who's like a veteran guy in the big leagues. Surprised he said that. Here's Florial. Florial long, a Yankee prospect, but he's done good work at AAA. 272, 2 homers and 9 ribbies in 22 games. Also, he's 8 for 9 in stolen bases. Yankees have waited on him for a while. Grounded to first. They get the force at first. That's all they'll get. Well, the force at second, and reaching at first is Florial as Donaldson moves to third. And here's a former Ranger, Jose Trevino. Runner at third, runner at first. Donaldson at third, Florial at first. We told you 8 of 9 in stolen bases at AAA. Let's see if he goes. Pitch high to Trevino.
Pretty decent lead over there at first as well. Florial is a guy who can do a lot of everything. I had a chance to watch him last year in Scranton. And, you know, this is a guy who can go get the ball in the outfield. He's got some pop as well. He can run. So he is a guy that they've been waiting on to be a piece of the puzzle.
There he goes. There's a strike. No throw. A stolen base for Florial. Got a great jump and picked a real good pitch to run on.
Yep, great jump, great pitch. And again, just showing you a little bit what he can do. I mean, this guy, you know, he's a guy they consider a 5'2" player. Great jump, outstanding speed. He can be a little bit smoother with the slide. We'll get there, but we'll work on the slide, Paul.
Add that to the equation, no doubt about it. But you know, that's a great time to steal because the catcher has to peek back at the third base, look the runner back. So you're almost getting another half a step as a base runner there to steal a base.
And Trevino down on strikes. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We're going to go to the third. 0-0 on yes. Every moment more. By Cadillac, gravitate to greatness and visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. And by the New York Lottery, get out there and play. Some Yankees who played for the Rangers and vice versa. Some pretty good ones.
It's funny. I love those reels when we do this because it brings back a lot of memories. And the only one I don't remember Bucky Dent being a Ranger.
Did you know Gary Ward at all, Paul?
No.
Good guy. He was here during some of the tough times, but what a good guy. Good hitter. 1-1. Chris Berman of ESPN had the nickname Gary Hospital Ward for Gary. 1-2. Culberson did not play in the first game. 10th big league season. Made the Rangers on a minor league deal for the second straight year. Beautiful play by IKF, but he couldn't hold on. Could not hold on as he's trying to get rid of the ball quickly, so a base hit for Culberson.
You said, Michael, sometimes when you don't even make the play, you see how much range he has as an infielder and how good he can be defensively. I mean, he has fit the bill for everything the Yankees could possibly have wanted when they brought him over here, as far as contact, defense, and just being part of this team.
So here's Eli White. Has incredible speed. You're going to like this, Paul. So Donnie Ecker calls him a Ferrari. Now you might say, who's Donnie Ecker? Donnie Ecker is the new offensive coordinator for the Rangers. Not hitting coach. No, they have a hitting coach. He's the offensive coordinator.
Really? That usually goes with a football team, doesn't it?
Yeah. But they are diving heavy into analytics in Texas. And so I told everyone earlier that they have a large staff of people, different titles, but they do have an offensive coordinator. The 0-2. 1-2 on White.
What does the offensive coordinator do?
I think he sets up, you know.
I just wonder. I'm like, it's a lot of cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, there's a lot. Different than the hitting coach. I guess he's setting up what they'll face by the pitcher, swing paths and stuff like that. You know, whether they're going to run the wishbone or, you know, something like that. White goes down on strikes, 1 away.
You can see Monty turn that ball over and get White way out in front of that good located changeup down in the strike zone.
Big cut by Simeon.
And you see it right there. That's why Monty has such success. He does a great job of throwing every pitch with the same arm speed, same arm action. It doesn't deviate from what he does from pitch to pitch, and it really, you know, creates some deception that makes it tough on hitters.
Lined into right field. Stanton is there to put it away. Now the 2-1 Yankee victory in the first game snapped the Rangers' 4-game winning streak. Rangers now 10-15. The Yankees are 19-7. Now the Dodgers play tonight against the Cubs. So as of this moment, the Yankees have the best record in baseball. They came into the the day tied with the Dodgers for the best record.
Talk about success. Before that last pitch, Monty was 10 for 10 first pitch strikes. Talk about having success, pounding the zone with strikes early.
I'm going to show you, Paul, how astute a student Cameron is. He could have given that stat before that pitch, and then if it was a ball, Twitter would have blown up that you jinxed it. You gave it afterward.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm learning quick.
There you go.
Nice.
Yankees Twitter, they don't mess around.
1-2 on Garcia.
So, Cam, are you a scorebook guy? Or are you up there keeping score like Michael? Because that's just like his job up there. He does everything perfect on that scorebook.
Paul, I'm not. We played the game, so
I
got a good memory. You know, I just watch and, you know, I wait for Michael to bring me snacks, and we called the game
Nice.
that fashion.
Cameron talks a big game, though, Paul. I brought him all that chocolate. He hardly ate anything.
He's still learning me. I'm not a real big chocolate guy. I like snacks, but it was a little bit too overloaded me with chocolate. Chocolate cupcake, chocolate brownies. There's a lot of chocolate going on over here.
Chocolate Blanco,
I was
right?
going to say Chocolate Blanco, you know, sticking to the script.
Pickoff. The throw. And they get him. Nicely executed by the Yankees. Great move by Montgomery. And he nabs Culberson trying to take second base. Let's see if they challenge. Looks like they won't. 0-0.
Happy Mother's Day to all those moms out there that you know, truly cherish their kids, and you know, you guys are truly the best parent in the household. You know, giving birth to your own tribe is awesome, and you know, we definitely appreciate you guys, and you know, we love you guys.
We certainly do. Happy Mother's Day. We're on Mother's Day 2022. A lot of moms and the kids at the ballpark today, taking in a doubleheader at the stadium. And we go to the bottom of the third. 0-0. Rangers with 2 hits. The Yankees with 1. Top of the order. The man who just sent out the Mother's Day wish. That's Aaron Hicks. He walked and stole a base in the first inning. One and 0. Two and 0 on Hicks. Top of the order for the Yanks, Hicks, Judge, and Rizzo. Two and one. Look at it. It was a foul ball off his foot. 2-2.
See if it got a big toe here. Oh, right on top.
Right off the big toe bone. Ugh. Those do not feel good. Paul, is this one of those pitches, you know, as a hitter, you looking for that back foot slider again? Because that's the pitch that it seems like Hicks has been, had some trouble with today, is that back foot slider. He's not picking it up that well. You hit one off your foot, you're looking for that one again.
Yeah, well, they show him away early and then usually do go back inside, and that's exactly what they did. And, he did wave it a couple in game one away, and then you're right, you start getting conscious of that, and then you start swinging over the top of that ball down and in.
And he walks again. Leadoff walk. Hicks on first for Aaron Judge.
Well, that's one thing that Aaron Hicks will do. Even he's set up to throw a certain pitch. How good are the pitchers? Are they able to execute those pitches? He stays, at swinging strikes. Next thing you know, you lead a leadoff walk. Something started for the Yankees here. Again, the running game seems to be a part of Aaron Hicks and a part of the Yankees. The Rangers catchers as a tandem have not been good at throwing runners out this year. I'm a little bit better, but neither have really been great to this point.
One and one.
And you can see Hicks over that first right there, a little jumpy once again. As a base stealer, when you see that, it almost makes me think that they might even have something on Otto when he's going home, when he's picking, because you can see Aaron getting a little, a little antsy over there at first. Again, those two pickoffs are a product of Aaron being a little antsy at first. But I like that, because sometimes when you start to worry about the guy at first, the guy on the mound, can tend to make mistakes at times. And you got this guy up at the plate. This is a guy who you hope a mistake is made, because he's not missing too many of them right now.
Two and one on Judge. Judge fouled out to right field in the first inning. Anthony Rizzo's on deck. Missed outside. 3-1. Judge very patient. Has worked the count in his favor. Some like to run on this pitch 3-1. Let's see if they do here. They don't. Check swing, foul ball. Judge trying to get out of the way.
After everything away, all of a sudden a two-seamer up and in. Aaron Judge can't get the barrel of the bat out of the way. This ball just take off up. Kind of follows you as a hitter. And boy, that was way inside the handle too.
And we watched in that first game, that 2-0 count, Paul, you talked about Aaron taking the heater right there, 3-1. You see that he was ready to hit. That was a little bit more, you know, making sure I'm ready to hit, and I won't not letting any cookies go by.
Runner goes. Well, when he checked the swing, I mean, if you look at Judge and Walcott, it had a Shaq Spud Webb vibe to it. He just couldn't stop him. The umpire tried to stop him. He just kept moving back. All right, there's Shaq. And there's Spud. Whoa, 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 whoa. See if Hicks goes again on 3-2. Go once, you should go twice. That's what the Rangers are thinking. So Otto playing catch with Lowe. Let's take a look at Walcott. Pitcher friendly, more outside strikes, more high strikes on left-handed batters. Quinn's in his 10th big league season. Hicks goes. Strike 3. The throw to second. There's no one there to receive it, so catching it behind the bag, Culberson. It's a strikeout of Judge, and Hicks reaches second base on the stolen base.
Confused with Culberson. I mean, somebody's got to cover second base here. I mean, obviously, you know he's running. You get a strike 3. And nobody's at the bag.
Paul, I think the infielders read that correctly. That was ball 4, but it just wasn't called that way.
Absolutely. That's absolutely what happened. He watched that ball. He tracked that ball in and thought it was a ball.
So here's Rizzo now with a runner in scoring position. Hicks with his second stolen base of the game. Blocked there by Heim. Now let's see. Oh, it was a strike.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I think Heim coming up out of his throw kind of made it appear like it was out of the zone, but it was a good pitch.
17th Yankee stolen base in 27 games. Last year it took 79 to get to that total. Now Rizzo got hit by a pitch in the first inning. It was the 184th time he's been hit by a pitch in his career, and it broke a tie with Hall of Fame first baseman Jake Beckley, who played in the 1890s and 1900s, for 11th on the all-time list. Next up, for number 10, Minnie Minoso with 192. I guess you can call that list the hit parade. 1-1. Hit sharply and grabbed there by Lowe. He goes to the bag for the second out. Moving to third is Hicks.
You know, Michael, I go through the game notes, and we've done this in the past. I just, you know, you see the birthdays of today. I just want to wish Turkey Stearns, Turkey Stearns, happy birthday. I mean, you got to go back to 1901 when you name your kids Turkey. You know that?
So Turkey would have been 121.
Nice.
So here's Stanton wrapped into a double play to end a threat in the first inning. Kind of interesting. We've seen Stanton go through a fairly hot start, then extremely cold as he was approaching home run number 350. Now he's gotten hot again, and although we haven't seen nuclear Stanton yet, he still has 17 RBIs at this point.
Mm-hmm.
There's a strike.
And if you ask Stanton right now, he'll tell you, you know, going into May, this is a good spot for him. I mean, you know, where his numbers are right now, when he does get hot and get into his bag and really start feeling good, you know, we know special things can happen, and they come in bunches for Big G.
1-2. Two and two. And the pitch. High drive into left center field. Going back, White, turning, looking, see ya! A two-run home run for Stanton. That's his 6th of the year, and it gives the Yankees a 2-0 lead.
You were talking earlier, Michael, oh, it's cold and windy, and you're probably not going to be able to do much to left field, but Big G can go to any park, anywhere in this world, and go deep when he hits it. There's just a certain type of sound when the ball comes off his bat, and that was number 6 right there.
Not only is it a different sound, the big fella will let you know immediately. You just watch him at home plate, watch his reaction. He stands up on this ball immediately, beautiful hitting behind that baseball. And you can see him when G is finishing through the middle of the baseball field, when his direction is towards the middle of the baseball field, good things happen. You saw early in that bat, pulled off a slider a little bit, but right there, keeping that front side in, staying through that baseball, and that ball will not be back, ladies and gentlemen.
Donaldson takes up an in 1-0, so the Yankees are up 2-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, second game of a doubleheader at the stadium. Now Heim wants to talk with Otto. So 6 homers and 19 ribbies for Stanton.
And that homer by Stanton, 461 feet, longest homer by a Yankee this year. It's a little league ballpark. Well, not many parks would. That ball doesn't go out of many baseball parks, so luckily he's getting to play here.
Yeah, I don't know if Yellowstone Park would have held that one. The 2-0. 2-1. Three and one. One thing that Donaldson has shown, even as he's trying to find his swing, is an incredible amount of patience. He does take his walks.
And that's good to see because, you know, earlier in the season we talked about him, a lot of first pitch swinging outs, you know, being more patient, seeing more pitches.
Hit sharply and grabbed by Ibanez for the final out. But the Yankees take the lead. Is this the first sighting of Nuclear Stanton? He goes yard. This one travels 461 feet, and when it lands, the Yankees have a 2-0 lead.
Welcome back. Today's Injury Report is brought to you by Montefiore, state-of-the-art healthcare in New York City, Westchester, and the Hudson Valley. Tim LeCastro was placed on the injured list today with a left lat strain. I spoke to him in the clubhouse earlier today, and he said he actually injured that sliding into a bag in the Blue Jays series, game 1 of that series. Right now, he doesn't have complete range of motion. He's been working in the training room. He tried to swing a bat the other day, not 100%, so it'll be a little while till he tries that again, but he's still able to play catch. He can still run to keep his legs in shape. And Michael, you mentioned the fact that he is just such an asset on the bases. Now, his roster spot went to Ron Marinaccio, who they called up earlier today. And as you mentioned, Estevan Florial is today's 27th man.
A nice pick by Donaldson, a better pick by Rizzo for the first out. Little scoopage at first base.
Outstanding. I told you, those are the hands that Rizzo eats with every night. He has some of the best in the game. But great play by Donaldson. The ball handcuffed him a little bit, got around it. Awkward hop, but great job to stay with it, make a strong throw. And Rizzo with just soft hands. Watch this guy around the back. Soft hands, looking at baseball in his glove, doing it like it's nothing. And he makes it look easy over there.
Donaldson says thank you, saves him an error. Seager swings and misses.
Watch Anthony around first base. He's just so comfortable. Sometimes he receives the ball when guys are running up the line. And it almost looked nonchalant, but it just lets you know how comfortable he is with his glove and, you know, all the work that he puts in defensively each day, pregame, off-season. There's a reason why he is so defensively sound.
And Paul, sometimes it goes unnoticed when you have a great first baseman, and you know that for sure. You were looking at the backs of Don Mattingly and Tino Martinez in his years with the Yankees, and those guys win games with their glove.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And I think that you can become better as a fielder, but I think great fielders are born just like great hitters. I really... You know, there's some guys, and Cam just brought it up about the soft hands. I mean, where they're not jabbing at it. Nothing looks like you're in a rush. Again, Anthony Rizzo, one of the better first basemen in the game. But I think you work, you become better. But I don't know that you can take somebody and make him a great fielder, just like you can take somebody and make him a great hitter. You have a starting point, and then you become somewhat better.
There's a strike, 0-1. Grounded to second. Nice hop for Torres. Room service hop, and that'll do it. As Montgomery retires the Rangers in order, 1-2-3. We're going to the bottom of the fourth, 2-0 Yanks. Well, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, May 20th when the Yankees host the White Sox and celebrate an all-time Yankees favorite, Andy Pettitte. It's Andy Pettitte bobblehead night, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive an Andy Pettitte bobblehead courtesy of Delta Airlines. Tickets are going fast, so get your tickets today at yankees.com/tickets. Between innings, thank you very much.
You know I love a good hug. You go hug your first baseman when he makes a great play and saves you. I love it.
Gleyber Torres takes low 1-0 as we start the bottom of the fourth inning. A 2-run home run by Stanton in the third has given the Yankees a 2-0 lead. They won game one of this doubleheader 2-1 on Gleyber Torres' home run in the bottom of the ninth inning. He has more walk-off hits since 2018 than any player in baseball.
Paul, give me your best walk-off moment. You got a better walk-off moment?
Ooh. Oh boy, I tell you, you know what? When you get back as far out of the game, I got to get the Rolodex going here. This might take me a minute or two. You know what? To believe it or not, one of the biggest hits I ever remember, and it was in the World Series, and it was a cheap hit too. It was like a 14 hopper that made it through the infield off John Rocker in the World Series down in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
And for some reason, that just stuck with me because he was such a nasty at bat.
They showed Stanton in the dugout. You know, Higgy came up to him and said, what are they talking about? You know, that's Higgy probably making a dad joke about how far Stanton hit that homer. You know, Higgy right on time with the jokes all the time. You see him, he's asking him, how do you hit a ball that far? You know, what does it feel like to look like the Under Armour mannequin? Asking him a lot of different things, a lot of questions going on from Higgy right there. I love it.
You know what's funny? When I was looking at that, I'm like, who in the world is that? Because you never see catchers with their hat on. You know, you always say, man,
driven deep to left field. Going back is Solak. He's on the track. He's at the wall. He'll make the play up against the wall for the first out.
Gleyber probably thought he got this one. Again, you talked about the wind and the cool weather. Got out there quick and then just kind of died right at the wall. It's a heartbreaker if you're a hitter. Thinking you got it. Doesn't quite make it.
It's a good job by Solak staying with that play. Approaching the wall smoothly. But like you said, Don Zimmer checked those flags and they're blowing in the left pretty good.
Kanafalefa takes inside 1-0.
But again, you see Gleyber right there, that smile, you know, when the guy's, has that look on his face, he likes the direction that he's heading in.
Paul, we looked it up. You had 8 career walk-off hits or plate appearances. 5 hits, 3 walks, 2 home runs, both of them with the Reds. Cam, you had 5. 3 hits, a home run, 1 hit by pitch, and then 1 strikeout pass ball.
That was the worst game of my life, by the way.
Really?
I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a horrible day. I was dog sick. I came in, I woke up, I was feeling terrible that day. I was playing for Anaheim, and we had a couple guys already hurt, and I was sick. I was in a quarantine room before quarantine, sweating, throwing up, just down. And Soch comes in, tells me, go in the quarantine room and lay down for a little bit. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm definitely scratched from the lineup. And sure enough, about 6:30 comes back in after I've been sleeping for 7-8 hours and asks, can I go? And of course, me being me, said, of course I can go. I'm ready. I've just been sleeping for 6 hours. I go out, proceed to punch out 4 times. My first 4 at-bats, I strike out. And then my 5th at-bat, as I was hitting at the top of the order, I had 2 strikes on me running on third. But I think it was the Dodgers. Strike 3, swing and miss it. It got away from the catcher, and I ran to first base, and it was a walk-off, 5 punch-outs. So that was one of the worst games of my career, but ended in a walk-off.
There you go. You're not a stats guy. You just wanted to win.
That's it. Definitely not trying to pad the K-stat.
Here's Florial. And there's a strike.
I'm still waiting on Paul to answer that question. He just gave me one of his hits. You got to give me one of the walk-offs now. We got him.
You know, now that you talk about that.
Fly ball, fairly deep center, going back White. Gives Paul more time to think about it because the Yankees go down in order.
I need these 3 minutes to figure out something here.
Not 3 minutes,
break.
a minute 30. Get that Rolodex working.
Speeding it up.
Thank you, Michael. We go around the majors. Joe Dunnan, home run in his first major league at bat. Joe is the son of Alex Rodriguez's brother. So Alex's nephew goes yard. Ronald Acuna Jr., home run in each of the last 2 games. Chris Sale, medical setback and recovery from fractured ribs. And they say it's not a baseball setback. It's a medical setback. That's as precise as they will get. So they were expecting him back sometime in June. Now it's going to be pushed back a little bit more. Nick Solak takes the ball from Montgomery as they start the 5th inning. Yankees lead this one 2-0 on the Stanton home run. 1-1.
Talk about how the wind is really affecting the baseballs. That last ball by Estevan Florial, 107.6 exit velocity and 32-degree launch angle. Usually when the ball's hit over 105 with a 30-degree launch angle, that ball usually flies out of the park. So the elements definitely having some effect today.
Not only is it windy, but it's really cool. So it's certainly it's not optimum conditions to have the ball fly out. That makes Stanton's 461-foot drive even more impressive. The 2-2. 3-2 on Solak. And the lefty deals. And Solak works a walk. Now, I'm not sure if the umpire said he was clipped by that on the way by, but he's taking first nonetheless. It's either ball 4 or hit by pitch. It did hit him. So Solak has speed. He's the threat to go. Held there by Rizzo. Here is Lowe. And there was a strike. Well, let's check out the Genesis League leaders. These are the highest chase rate for pitchers this year. Gausman is best, Max Fried next, then Jordan Montgomery and Walker Buehler. That's pretty nice company. Major League average is 28%. Jordan's at 37.6%.
And we've seen it today with his changeup and his breaking ball. His fastball plays up, but the way he pitches inside glove side and, you know, opens up the outer half against righties, he gets a lot of those swing and misses off his changeup and breaking ball. And, you know, that's why he's had a lot of success. Strike one and then, you know, getting his breaking ball stuff over for strikes.
Big cut, foul ball. Each team with 2 hits. Yankees lead 2-0. Did he go? Yes, he did, said Lance Barrett over at third. So low down on strikes.
Cam, you ever notice when they punch you out on the check swing, they got an attitude with it, too. They look at you and, like, growl at you at the same time.
They
like,
do.
I'm mad enough. I just punched out. I don't need you giving me a look, too.
They do. They don't want that extra, you know, work. They like, that's extra work. I don't want to have to do that. I don't look down here.
Here's Andy Ibanez. Popped up and out of play.
Again, Jordan Montgomery, 0-1. Getting strike one, so important. Putting the guy behind, put him in defensive mode, it goes so far. Now, I escaped earlier with you know, Yankees Twitter, so I'll say it now. 15 of 16 first pitch strikes.
Show me something,
Covering your
Cam.
tracks. Learn quick.
I've got a really, really talented guy up here with me, James Smythe, who gives us great intel, great info.
But James not going to get the hate tweets. You will.
Yeah, I'll wear it for him just in case.
Keeping them close.
And one thing I always admire was a really good active catcher. You know, you watch Trevino behind the plate, just the way he sells everything. He's so engaged in what he's doing back there, and, you know, giving guys good visuals, little things.
That one's popped up on the right side. Torres makes the play to retire Ibanez. The attendance here at the stadium today announced 40,714 fans made their way through the turnstiles here on Mother's Day. they were all here for game one. A lot of them said, okay, it's time for mom to get home.
That's right.
Yeah, you know, because let's be honest, Mother's Day is supposed to be about giving mom a day off.
Right.
You know, but, you know, here you bring her to the game, it's great, but she's probably got to get the snacks from the concession stand. She's got to take the kids to the bathrooms. And she's probably like, hey, okay, it's a great first game, got the W, but it's time for me to go home and relax a little bit.
Oh, and 2 on Culberson. Popped up. Rizzo and Torres. Rizzo makes the call and the catch, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left at the end of 4 1/2. Halfway through, Yankees up by 2. Vehicles of the Yankees. Now, today's picture was submitted by Anna. She and her siblings drove up to Toronto with their mom to see the Yankees for an early Mother's Day present. It's a good time. Very nice of the family to take mom there. Happy Mother's Day. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Post your picture to social media to reflect your love for the Yankees, and we might spotlight you in a future game. Here is Jose Trevino. Jose is 0 for his last 23, so if you believe in due, he's due. This is after starting the season 5 for 9. But he's been so valuable behind the plate that you hardly notice that he's 0 for 23. And the same thing with Higashioka. And the rest of the team has picked up the offensive mantle, and it's kind of overshadowed the fact that the catchers have not produced offensively.
Yeah, you know, and what you want is for guys to start in their roles. And when you're not swinging, you know, defensively, that's what Trevino does well. He stars in that role as a catcher, as a backup catcher. And he knows what he does well. He knows what his job is, and that's to get the bullpen. That's to get the starter ready when he's in there, and that's what he's starting in. So, you know, until the bats get going, that's what you do as a team. You pick each other up, and you find other ways to create runs and offense, and they've done a good job doing that.
Now, one thing Aaron Boone did say the other day, he said, we expect more from them offensively, he said, and we think it's there. But it has not been accentuated because the Yankees have played well, and they've certainly scored a lot of runs. And when they made the decision to trade Gary Sanchez to Minnesota, Gary was always a catcher that was better on the offensive end of the equation. Well, they traded that to have better defense behind the plate. Garrett Richards is warming.
And the Yankees have that luxury of so much offense from other places where, you know, defense at certain positions are as important, and you're seeing it right now with this team, the way they're winning. I mean, you're getting offense from a lot of places that you expect, and your defense is much better. And, you know, Hickey had that nightmare of having an unbelievable spring training and not rolling it over into the season. But there'll be a hot streak here or there for both Hickey and Trevino. But if they continue to catch the ball well, and Aaron Judge and Stanton and LeMahieu pick up the offense, you're a better overall team than if you have offensive guys that can't play defense in every position.
Hicks takes a strike. He's walked twice, and he's stolen 2 bases today. Checked the swing. Did he go? No, he did not, said Barrett. This is his first career multi-steal game in his 763rd career game.
It's something he has in the tank. You know, some guys just don't like running. Some guys don't like to steal, but you've seen him attempt it a few more times this year, a little bit more, and I think it's something that they're going to need. Instead of just waiting around station to station, they have the ability to you know, make things happen, and you're seeing it out of Hicks this year. He's running more. He's getting better leads. He's an OPB machine. I think he's 10th in the National American League, excuse me, in OBP. So this is a guy who he's going to get on base a lot. So it's good to see him attempting to try to take second, and we'll see how that continues to affect the Yankees in a positive way.
And OBP, of course, is on base percentage. He's been getting on a lot.
388 on base percentage.
Oh, and 1 on Judge. Judge is 0 for 2, fouled out down the right field line and then struck out looking. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 2-0 Yankees. Yankees looking to sweep this doubleheader with the Texas Rangers.
Well, again, if you're Aaron Judge, I don't know how he puts up with it. But, I mean, these balls are down. He doesn't argue. I guess if it happens that much, you get used to it. But I tell you what, that would drive me absolutely crazy as a hitter, knowing that there's a zone that I can't really do anything with that continually gets called.
And for people at home, you know, Paul, you could talk about this too. When that happens, when that ball comes out of that pitcher's hand, your eyes tell you immediately, don't swing. Your eyes, your brain shuts down immediately on that pitch, so you can't quickly go, don't swing and then swing. So again, it kind of takes the bat out of a guy's hand like Aaron Judge.
And that led to the second strike as he swung at a pitch that was too low. 1-2. Fouled away.
You see a little frustration right there from Aaron missing that pitch, but again, we're talking about it, the low pitch. You know, when your eyes are down and you're taking those low pitches, he misses this pitch because he's protecting against that low strike. So, you know, things like that happen, and you can see the frustration. It's not only did I miss that pitch, but it's because now you have me thinking about that low pitch, and I've got to protect against, and it can make you miss good pitches.
These are the at-bats that I've said over and over again. You know, I don't even see what comes out of this at-bat, but you go back to the dugout if you make an out and think about the 2 pitches you miss, not the ball you put in play, you're struck out, but he's had 2 consecutive pitches that you see Aaron Judge usually hit hard.
Battling against Otto. Very quickly, Paul, what are you seeing from Otto? He's certainly been effective.
Well, he has a much better breaking ball than I thought. He's thrown some good sliders, and you know, if you look at what he does, I mean, he'll use his sinker, he'll use his changeup, he will use a breaking ball, and to this point, you know, he's thrown enough strikes, and he hasn't had enough traffic where he's been in a lot of trouble.
The 1-2, grounded to short, bobbled, picked up, fires just in time as Semien ties a record held by many with 3 assists here in the inning as the Yankees go down in order. We'll go to the 6th inning. Yankees lead this one 2-0. Of 6 nicknames shared by a pair of teams in the MLB, NFL, NBA, and NHL. What are the other 5? Those 3 guys were at the Rangers game. Game 2, the game that the Rangers won. Did some impressive gulping there. Got a big hand from the crowd. Rangers just lost game 3 to Pittsburgh yesterday, so they're down in that best-of-7 series, 2 games to 1. We send out good luck to them. I got to get a reading from our great producer, Troy Benjamin. Can we look at the Pirates as the Bucks, or it can't be a nickname of a nickname? Okay, we cannot do that. All right. That one is driven out to right field. Stanton back on the track. See ya. Yes, Woodward like that one. It's a 2-1 game.
You're allowed to do take-backs in this game? I mean, do we get to take that one back since it was a cheapie? Or I don't know how it works. I saw some high fives from that dugout down there, so they were pretty happy about that one.
Monty up in the strike zone, and again, if you put the ball in the air to right field, you've got a chance. White's first home run of the year. You talked about his speed, but he shot one there, got it up.
Semien lofts that one to right field. Stanton's there to make the play, 1 away. Young man brought his glove just off the tip of it.
That homer by White traveled 342 feet. A homer here in Houston. And maybe a couple Little League parks.
Now, Cameron, we're going to have to go down in the field tomorrow, and we'll face Mr. Woodward over this. You good with me?
I'm good,
You
my
got
guy.
my back?
Oh, yeah, always. Always.
You know, this is the type of thing, Michael, that, you know, when you're a manager and you're expected big things, you got new signings and you're 10 and 15, you say things that sometimes you might regret later, but it doesn't sound like he's getting away with this one with you.
A little guy's upset. Hey, man.
Oh.
You were right there, bud. A lot of people wouldn't even have tried to make that play. Swing and a miss. Garcia down on strikes. 2 away here in the 6th.
I'll tell you, Monty's really leaned on this changeup today, and another good one. I mean, location, movement, everything perfect.
That's a beautiful pitch. I mean, that comes out the hand, and Garcia is thinking that's a fastball away, and all of a sudden somebody pulls a string, and the bottom falls out of it. So, like you said, Paul, outstanding pitch, great arm action, a la Cole Hamels with his changeup today.
Grounded to Rizzo. Calmly picks it and flips to Montgomery, who bounces right back after the home run by White. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Yanks. NFL, NBA, NHL. What are the other 5? Now, I said Panthers, so that's 1. Carolina Panthers and Pittsburgh Panthers. You have another one?
I got the Cardinals.
Cardinals, good. Yeah.
I got the Jets, too. How about the Jets?
Yeah, Winnipeg and the New York. Cardinals, Giants, that's right. That was right in front of us. Kings and Panthers. LA Kings, Sacramento Kings. Now, we have to root for a guy who's a huge Yankee fan. Montefiore scoreboard 2-1, Yankees over the Rangers. Mark Jackson, who's from New York, gigantic Yankee fan, and he's supposedly up for that Sacramento Kings job. And he's had a long wait after the Golden State Warrior job, so we wish Mark gets what he wants, although he's a great broadcaster with Mike Breen and Jeff Van Gundy.
Great. I would love to see him in Charlotte. I'm a Hornets fan.
Here is Anthony Rizzo. Big cut. Garrett Richards takes over for Glenn Otto. This will be Richards' 8th game. Signed a 1-year, $4.5 million deal with the Rangers during spring training. Missed outside. Was with Boston last year. And that ball is caught. Nice play by Solak. to retire Rizzo on the foul ball down the left field line.
Well, you don't know how hard a play this is. You know, as an outfielder, you're all out, and you look and see the wall. There's no room in foul territory here. And you see that pad, you see the concrete right behind it, so it's not an easy landing. As soon as you hit that wall, really good play. Solak.
Bank of America, impressive tools with Giancarlo Stanton up. Last 11 games hitting .359, 4 home runs, 11 ribbies. Look at the OPS. Line drive right at low for the second out. Well, I just said the great things about Mark Jackson, who I like and consider a friend, and Woj of ESPN just reported that Mike Brown was just hired as the Sacramento Kings coach a minute ago. Well, you know what? Maybe Mark will get the Laker job. I know he interviewed for that. He deserves another NBA job. He's a great coach, great guy as well. Here's Donaldson.
You know, Steve Kerr did an amazing job up in Golden State, but if you talk to basketball people, they'll tell you that Mark Jackson had a lot to do with setting the foundation of getting that team together and what they are and the dynasty they were able to build. So, like you said, outstanding coach and definitely deserves another opportunity to do it again. Talking about Garrett Richards out on the mound, seems to have found a home out of the bullpen. You know, he really struggled for years staying healthy. In Anaheim, they were looking to him to be one of the guys, so it's good that he seems to have found himself a home and some health out of the bullpen. Appeared in 40 games last season, so it's a healthy year for Garrett Richards.
Strike three, Donaldson down looking, so a strong inning for Garrett Richards as he retires the Yankees in order. 1-2-3. We go to the 7th, 2-1 Yanks. In the fight against breast cancer, scan the QR code displayed on your screen to learn more. Cadillac scoreboard, Yankees lead this one 2-1. They won the first game of this doubleheader 2-1. Strong outing for Jordan Montgomery, a really strong outing by the starter in game one as well. Garrett Cole, he went 6 1/3 innings. Gave up a home run to Cole Calhoun. That tied the game at 1, but then Gleyber Torres hit a home run in the bottom of the 9th inning to win it 2-1. So Jonah Heim will lead off against Montgomery. Grounded, fair ball, past Donaldson, and it kicks off the sidewall. Playing it out there is Hicks as Heim picks up a double to open up the 7th.
We talked earlier in the game, Heim, how he is really kind of a specialist against left-handed pitching. And again, hit right down the line, extremely close. It looked like it just went over the bag, but a sure double once it got there.
Long walk to the mound for the Yankee manager, Aaron Boone. And he's going to signal to the bullpen. That'll do it for Montgomery. So Montgomery can win. He cannot lose. That's the tying run at second base. 6 strong for the Yankee left-hander. And now they'll go to Michael King, who has been money out of the pen. First batter up will be Nick Solak. Yankees holding on to a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. By Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. And by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Here's Michael King. 8 games, a minuscule, microscopic ERA of 0.51, 17 and 2/3 innings, 25 strikeouts, and not too many walks in there. And over his last 13 and 2/3, 6 hits, 20 strikeouts, and 2 walks. He really has been unbelievable. So Montgomery can exhale. He did a good job here in game 2 of this doubleheader. Nestor Cortez on Montgomery's right will start tomorrow afternoon's game. So Cole Calhoun pinch running for Heim. He's hitting for Solak. I'm sorry. Heim's at second base. That 1 home run came in game 1 in the 7th inning against Garrett Cole. Solak was 0 for 1 and hit by a pitch in this game against Montgomery. Two and 0. The 2-1 foul back. And this is what happened in game 1. Caught up with a fastball.
Yeah, 3-2. Every once in a while as a hitter you can cheat a little bit and try to get that barrel out, and he did, but he kept it fair without hooking it foul. At the time, a huge home run, but it kind of set the stage for Gleyber Torres later in the game.
Three and 1 on Calhoun.
You kind of wonder about Calhoun. I was kind of looking at his stats. Back in 2019, played 152 games. He was an everyday player, hit 30+ home runs, and then he's kind of, he's 34 years old now, but he's kind of gotten down to kind of a platoon player, just kind of filling in. He was a Gold Glover in 2015, so he was a real deal there for a while.
And he really was, Paul. And I think sometimes, and maybe you can speak on this as a hitter, you know, I was there in 17 with the Angels for a little bit, and you spoke on what he did in 19. But Cole's a guy who always wants to get better, always wants to do better. And I think sometimes as a hitter, I know I did it. Maybe your swing was the same for so long, but some guys, sometimes you don't need to fix anything. You want to make it better, you actually make it worse. And then you're searching to try to get back.
Well, I can see that happening a lot this day and age with all the, you know, the swing planes and everything wanting to be elevated. And, you know, if that's not your natural swing, you know, there's a lot of ways to be really good at this game. And number one is to understand what type of player you are. And I agree with you 100%. A lot of guys tinkering with their swing to try to become what today's player is supposed to become.
I saw a walk of Calhoun. Here's Nathaniel Lowe. Swing and a miss.
Nathaniel Lowe, I feel, you know, during my break, Michael, I got talked into watching Bridgerton. You know what Bridgerton is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and as soon as I saw his name, it's got to be Nate, right? No, it's Nathaniel. I felt like I was watching Bridgerton again back in the old English days or something.
You know, every day brings another surprise. Paul O'Neill sitting in front of a TV and watching Bridgerton is the top surprise on this day.
I was talked into it by my wife and daughter.
Wow.
It happens, right? It happens. I'm watching The Marked Heart right now on Netflix. My wife drugged me into that too, so I love it. It's a great show, but it happens.
You know, Michael, as you get older, you get a little softer too. You know, the tears in your eyes during shows and everything else.
Well, I cry during car commercials now, so I hear you. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Low down on strikes.
Well, those had a tough day making contact. 4 strikeouts in game 1. Another one here. Right by him. I mean, nothing, location, nothing, right there. I mean, it's just by him.
So here is Andy Ibanez. There's a breaking ball strike. I'm sure word is around the big leagues right now about how Michael King has been dealing, and everybody is curious. I don't know if everybody wants to run up there and grab a bat, but they're curious.
Yeah, he's got some deception. I mean, he hides the ball well. He kind of hides it with his front side, and it kind of comes over the top to where you don't get a real good visual. So he kind of hides it for a second, and then has 96 in the tank. He gets behind the baseball really well. So again, it has that rising effect that again you saw Nathaniel Lowe swing through. So he's got a little bit of deception with the stuff as well.
Now, Paul, I'm sure you remember this. Michael throws across his body. And years ago, if a pitcher would throw across his body, they changed the way he delivered the ball. And that would change the movement on his pitches. But now I think the basic premise is let him do it. Let him do what he does best and feels comfortable with.
Well, a lot of times you change mechanics, you change control, you change everything. And, you know, I love what David Cohn says a lot of time. It's an eye test on, you know, contact. And you see him somewhat deceptive because there's a lot of swing and misses and a lot of balls that aren't hit hard, where you can have a guy that throws 100 miles an hour and still gets hit hard. It's just how you see it as a hitter, and it's very hard to explain. And then Nestor Cortez is another great example. Not overpowering, but gets a lot of swing and misses.
Ibanez hit that ball a little bit too softly to turn a double play. So it's a 4-6 force as Heim moves to third. Ibanez reaches on the fielder's choice. And now a trip to the mound by Matt Blake, the pitching coach. And they're sending up Brad Miller to pinch hit for Culberson. And that's what they're talking about on the mound right now. You know, King obviously has been groomed as a starting pitcher, and because he has 4 pitches that he could use to get outs, he's a real candidate to be a top flight starting pitcher. But Cam, he's so valuable now in this role, you just leave him where he is.
I really think he is so valuable in this role. He's a guy that can bridge the gap 6th, 7th inning. He's a guy that you can put in the 8th. I mean, heck, he's a guy that you can even put in the back end if you need a guy to close out the game. So there's so many things that you can do with him. And I think his role he's so comfortable in right now, I don't even know if you want to take a chance on taking him out of that comfortable role. You know, let him do what he does well. Like Booney said, they've got some guys, they've got some depth that they can go get a guy for a spot start if they need it. But he's been extremely valuable coming out of the bullpen for the Yankees.
So here's Miller pinch hitting. And that one gets away from Trevino. He scrambles after it, fires home, sliding across with the tying run is Heim. Game is tied at 2 here in the top of the 7th.
That deception you talked about in throwing against his body, he crossfired this one all the way out of the reach of Trevino. Not much he can do, and at that point it's just a race. And Heim ended up getting a good jump off of third base, 2 outs. You know, you get a good walking lead and take that chance if you get an opportunity.
That's a wild pitch and also moves the go-ahead run into scoring position. High drive into right center field. That one could go. See ya. A 2-run home run into the Yankee bullpen, and just like that, Texas leads 4-2.
It looked like Miller just guessed on a pitch and got everything started, and you could tell with the sound of this, it was heading to the bullpen. Michael King, another fastball, but this one was absolutely tattooed out into the Yankees bullpen.
Yeah, absolutely right. He just sold out for a heater. Top hand, back shoulder to get to that ball, stay down and through it, finish high. Good swing by Brad Miller, but like you said, Paul, he sold out and picked a pitch and didn't miss it.
Kind of stunning to see King give up anything. Rex now pinch hitting for White. Count 0-1. Oh and 2. Texas with a 3-run 7th inning. Kind of stunning this Yankee Stadium crowd. I think stunning Michael King as well. He's been nearly unhittable.
That's not easy to do either. Coming off the bench, pitch hitting against a guy like Michael King. A lot of faith from his manager.
Well, the Rangers score 3 runs on 2 hits and nobody left on base at the end of 6.5 innings of play. It's Texas 4, Yankees 2, but we'll stay right here as they honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and remove your caps and direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Navy Petty Officer 3rd Class Peter Bodner from Mount Sinai, New York, who served in Operation Desert Storm. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. And now, Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her
Game show Cadillac scoreboard. Bottom of the 7th inning is 4-2. Texas 4-5-0 for the Rangers, 2-2-0 for the Yankees. Otto won 5, gave up the 2-run home run to Stanton. Jordan Montgomery went 6 and 1 batter into the 7th, and then Miller, the pinch hit, 2-run home run in the 7th. That's the difference of the game right now, as Texas put up a 3 spot. So you see all the changes as Garcia moves into center and Calhoun takes over in right. And the new pitcher is Matt Moore.
You saw Woodard over there trying to figure out, and he's got to be going through his mind, where are we as a team? What are we going to do? But you look at Matt Moore's numbers, his 8th game of the year, and it hasn't been really their offense. They're kind of in the middle of the pack, but their pitching has not been good. Their starting rotation, 5th worst in baseball. So today is a welcome sight for him. He got good starting pitching, and to see if they can hang on. But the Yankees obviously are playing good baseball and believe that they can win coming down the stretch here in the last couple innings.
Well, it goes to Matt Moore, one of the lefties in the bullpen, and Moore signed a minor league deal with the Rangers and only made the team when Dennis Santana, who pitched in the first game, went on the COVID IL. But Moore was so good out of the gate that Texas then designated for assignment Greg Holland, the veteran. And co-pitching coach Brandon Segarra helped him change his curveball grip this year. And there have been good results. It's the same pitch, just moved his thumb a little bit on top of the seam. So count 3-1 on Torres, leading off the bottom of the 7th. Hit sharply right at Simeon. 1 away.
Again, frustrating for a hitter, but you know, Cam and I can both say, I mean, that's a good swing. It's a good at bat. You hit the ball hard. Everything you wanted. A lot of times in baseball, doesn't end up the way you want.
Yeah, this is one of those games you don't always get the result, but as far as the process goes, Glaber has had some really, really quality at-bats today. Hard contact, controlling the zone, staying in the middle of the field. Again, another hard hit ball in the middle of the field. Like Paul said, as a hitter, you like where those put you. You like how those at-bats set you up for, for at-bats in the future.
Now Falefa takes low and inside 1-0. Skied the other way. Two and 1. Three and 1, so same count as he had on Torres. And Moore deals. There's ball 4, so kind of Falefa with a 1-out walk. Well, the Sunday game of the week is brought to you by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to get that new Hyundai you've always wanted. It's your journey. Own it. Learn more at buyhyundai.com.
It's really good to see Kiner Falefa just get his heart rate to slow down a little bit, take a deep breath. Started off a little slow, but since that slow start, I mean, just quality at bat after quality at bat, and that's what you want to see from a guy like that who can affect the game in so many ways. Some more quality at bats, like Paul said, knowing who he is as a player, I think really helps him have the success that he's having.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So after IKF walks, Yankees send up Marwin Gonzalez to pinch hit for Estevan Florial. And that brought Doug Mathis, the pitching coach, out to talk with Moore, go over a plan. And he's having a hard time finding the strike zone, 1-0. Snap throw to first. Diving back is kind of Falefa. And Marwin Gonzalez might have helped out more there, swinging at ball 2. (4-2) Texas, bottom of the 7th inning, second game of a doubleheader. Yankees won the first game 2-1. Two and one on Gonzalez, pinch hitting for Florial.
Marwin, one of those guys who can just, give you length and give you something at so many different positions. He's played third base this season. He's, 4 games at short, 4 games at third, 1 at left, 1 at DH. So this is a guy who you can move around and, give a guy a day if you need to.
Big cut on the changeup, 2-2.
I think if you're Gonzalez here, you got to realize you saw a fastball early in the count, but Moore loves his knuckle curve, changeup. So you might have seen the last fastball early in the count that you're going to see this whole at bat.
And that changeup is a pitch that he had a lot of success with early in his career. Made a good living off that changeup, so you saw a good one there earlier in this at bat. So you're absolutely right, Paul. This is going to be in and tighter up, but more than likely, you might not see another heater.
Swing and a miss. Another knuckle curve. So Gonzalez strikes out for the second out.
I mean, you can just see it right there. Like Paul said, good breaking stuff. Showed him the fastball earlier. Again, that gets you off of that stuff, gets you in between looking for certain things. Again, you got to pick a pitch, and then just a nasty breaking ball right there.
So here is Jose Trevino. He's 0 for 2. Blocked by Heim. So Trevino 0 for his last 24. Moore has 14 strikeouts and 10 walks in 12 2/3 innings. 1-1. At one point, Moore was so highly touted, he was ranked as the second best prospect in all of baseball going into the 2012 season. Bryce Harper was 1, he was 2, number 3 was Mike Trout.
It's pretty good company there.
Minor league pitcher of the year in 2011, 210 strikeouts in 155 innings. And changeup is nasty, 1-2. Broken bat, popped up, shallow left. It's going to dunk in there for a base hit. IKF will go to third. Trevino breaks his 0-4 slide, and he gets a blue pit into left field, first and third, and that'll bring up Aaron Hicks.
Well, definitely off the end of the bat, shatters the bat, and as an outfielder, you should get a really good read with a broken bat, but you see not so much. Ball drops in, Yankees get a break. Sometimes, you know, Simeon playing shortstop can actually get in the way there by going too far, giving the outfielder an opportunity to see that ball to get to it.
Well, Aaron Hicks now could change a growing narrative that he is not the guy you want up there with runners in scoring position. His numbers have been dreadful so far this year. Overall, his numbers are good. But he's got a big spot here, and he takes the first pitch 1-0. He's 2 for 18 this year with runners in scoring position. And he's worked the count to 2-0. He'd love to pass the baton to Aaron Judge.
Yeah, it has been somewhat of an anomaly for Aaron Hicks. As much as he gets on base, as many pitches as he sees, for him to struggle like he has with runners in scoring position is definitely something that can start to get in your head too. You know, so you can start thinking about that as a hitter. So figure out a way to let that go and, you know, keep your approach is what, you know, Hicks needs to do.
Well, he throws that fastball when he needs to throw a strike behind in the count, so 2-1. Then he starts to play with the knuckle curve and the change. Here's the numbers we just gave you. In the dirt, 3-1.
This is the time of the game, and you talked about LeCastro being injured, that he might be at first base to score on a double, try to get back and tie this game. Trevino, you're going to need something special for him to score from first if it's not a home run.
And he worked a walk, his third walk of game 2, and that's going to bring up Aaron Judge with the bases loaded, and that's going to bring Chris Woodward out to the mound. Well, we told you that Moore will walk you if you let him, and he walked 2 Yankees and then that bloop single, so very light rally, but a rally nonetheless. Bases loaded, and the big man, Aaron Judge, is up as they go to the bullpen. Stay tuned. Game 1 with the runners on second and third. He faced them, Paul, in the 7th inning, 2 outs.
Right, he's a slider guy. He loves his slider, throws it over half the time, but you can't really sit on it because he does possess a fastball in the upper 90s, at 97 sometimes. So, you know, you're going to look for fastballs in and sliders away is the way Santana is going to go to try to get Judge out again.
Matt Moore not pleased. I think he's angry with himself.
I'm sure John Boy will do a good lip reading job for us later on that one.
You know what? I'm not John Boy. I know what he said. So here's Judge. Big moment in this game. Bottom of the 7th. The Yankees down by 2. Bases loaded. Hey, congratulations to Aaron Judge of being voted the Montefiore Player of the Week. He had 375 over 7 games, 6 homers, 14 ribbies, an obscene OPS of 1.344. High fly ball, left field. Rex is there. Wynn takes it in, and Rex makes the play for the final out as the Yankees leave the bases loaded. We go to the 8th inning, 4-2 Texas. Who hits it out of the park? Well, Hyundai wants to award a hero with a 2022 Hyundai Tucson. To nominate your hero, visit HyundaiSaluteToHeroesNY.com and tell us why they should win. Hyundai scoreboard, 4-5-0 Texas, 2-3-0 for the Yanks. Michael King gave up the home run to the pinch hitter Brad Miller. That's the difference in the game right now, a 2-run shot. As the Rangers lead 4-2. And King will face the top of the order, starting with Semien. Stats with Lowe's about Marcus Semien. Against the Yankees last year, 8 homers and 16 ribbies, a .295 batting average. He's 0 for 3 in the second game. He had 2 hits in the first game. Wandy Peralta heating up for the Yanks. Three and 0. Gonzalez takes over in left, and Hicks moves to center after Florial was pinch hit for. 3-0. There's a strike. Strike zone sometimes gets very wide on 3-0.
Never understood that. It just 3-0. You could throw it in the batter's box as a strike. I never understood it.
That does drive me crazy as a hitter. You know, playing and you going. You can't give these guys an extra pitch. You know, these guys are too good at giving them extra strikes, and that's what happens. And then you get a pitch like that in off. Now you're in. You know, now they're back in the count. It's just like you said. I never understood why 3-0 is so automatic.
Good comeback by King. He's down 3-0 in the count. He strikes out Simeon, 1 away.
And that's that pitch, like Paul said. You going back to the dugout, and it's not that pitch. It's that 3-0 pitch that's called a strike. That, you know, you should be on first base. You should have been able to take your walk, and you let a guy back in the count. That's why hitters like Paul and myself used to get so crazy when they give those 3-0 strikes.
The sun illuminating that apartment building beyond left center field or right center field in a really almost artistic way, kind of glowing in the Bronx sky. Here's Garcia. That one is looped into center field. It's a base hit. His second hit of game 2. And Aaron Boone is going to go to his left-hander with Seager coming up. So a rare non-perfect outing by Michael King. He departs. He's on the losing end of the ledger right now, but still innings to catch up, and Peralta comes on to face Seager. By Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. 9th game for Peralta. 8 1/3 innings, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 2.16 ERA. Michael King really has been outrageously great in the early going. 2 runs allowed tonight, 1 in the previous 17 2/3 innings this season.
Every once in a while, this game will remind you that it's not that easy. Michael King has made it look easy. He gives up the big home run tonight, but believe me, he is a huge part of this bullpen and will continue to be.
So runner on first base, 1 out. Here is Seager. In his rookie year last year, Garcia had 16 stolen bases, so he can run. Popped up. Long run. but not enough room. Ground ball to Torres. There's one. That's all they'll get.
You see the end of this play, and good job by Torres, realizing that this ball is not going to be turned into a double play. You can see him just take his time, get that sure out, instead of trying to rush things and getting no out. Just too far in the hole. Nice, easy throw. Get the lead runner. Don't make any mistakes.
There's Jonah Heim. Jonah Heim is the one who started that 7th inning 3-run rally with the double that knocked Montgomery out of the game. He eventually came around to score the tying run on a Michael King wild pitch. Yankees with their Mother's Day caps on, gray with the interlocking NY and pink outlined in white, and under the bill it's pink as well. There's that changeup 1-1.
Wipeout changeup by Peralta. Funny, Jonah Heim swinging one of the hotter bats for the Rangers lineup, who've really been struggling to put some runs together. So you want to see some. They want to see some other guys, you know, get the bats going, help this offense out.
Nasty pitch, 2-2.
Peralta is one of the pitchers that would drive you nuts as a hitter, because he will throw back-to-back-to-back changeups, as he did right here. That's the 3rd consecutive changeup, and a lot of time as a hitter, as you see a couple pitches, you just in your mind think he's going to change and go to something else. He went to the sinker there, but it got it up in the strike zone.
And he does such a good job with that changeup, making it appear like a strike. He does such a good job of changing locations, heights with the changeup, and it really makes him extremely effective. You're really starting to see more and more guys, righties, lefties. It really doesn't matter, lefty, going to that changeup. It's becoming really effective for guys in the game nowadays. You didn't see much, you know, lefty on lefty changes, righty on righty changeups. Now it's becoming a part of the book and the scouting report is, hey, righty on right, lefty on left. Changeups are good anytime you got a good one and can throw it.
Tapped out to second. Gleyber Torres goes over to first, and that will do it. Good job by Peralta. No runs a hit, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees down by 2. Coverage cam. It's daytime turning into night here in the 8th inning of this doubleheader at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. And Chris Woodward will go to the bullpen one more time, probably first of a couple more times. Brett Martin in his 12th game, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts in 8 1/3 innings. He's 0-2. Hyundai scoreboard shows the Yankees down by 2. It'll be Rizzo, Stanton, and Donaldson. And a strike. Four lefties carried by the Rangers, and we saw John King in the first game. He served up the home run to Gleyber Torres. We've seen Matt Moore tonight. Now Brett Martin. Only one left out there. Brock Burke. Count 0-2 now on Rizzo.
Like to see some traffic on base late in this game. You know, Yankees really struggling getting some traffic on the bases today against one of the, you know, not so good pitching staffs in the game. Another story for, you know, Jordan Montgomery not getting much run support. So let's see if we can see if the Yankees can get something going late in this game.
That one's popped up. Shallow left center. Simeon back, and he makes the play for the first out of the 8th. And here's Stanton. Like they're working a knot out in the neck of Aaron Hicks. So Stanton had a home run in the 3rd inning, traveled 461 feet. And, you know, the original Yankee Stadium, which opened in 1923, it was 460 feet to left center. So his homer just would sneak over, and it was 490 to center. We'll take a look at it in this newest edition of Yankee Stadium. Certainly, no doubt about it, this one didn't just creep over the wall. As he goes down swinging. And in one of the more recent editions of the stadium across the street, it was 461 to dead center, 457 to left center. But no distances mattered on that as he strikes out, 2 away. There's Josh Donaldson. He is 1 for 3. Foul back. Well, the Yankee offense, after 3 days off, which is very rare, other than an all-star break, it hasn't exactly been clicking to the extent that it was before. I mean, what other brand would a 6'7" guy eat, right? It has to be Giants.
I was wondering, the first time I saw that earlier in the game, I was like, is that a new candy I haven't heard of? Or that's the giant bag of seeds, I would take it, huh?
Now, you talked about it, Michael, 3 days off. It can be tough for a team. You know, when you're hitting on all cylinders and things are going well, the last thing you want as a hitter is days off, you know, let alone a day off. So having 3 days mixed in, you know, it definitely can, you know, throw that good feel that you have off for a second and take you a minute to get it back.
And Paul, they talked that, you know, they were in here working for 2 days, but that's not the same as hitting off real live pitching.
No, I mean, you stay in shape and you try to stay locked in, but you know it's like that switch that you know you can't turn back on. You kind of lose your emotion, you lose your intensity, and all of a sudden you just come out a little flat offensively.
Now the Rangers obviously were out for 2 days, but they did play on Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday they were supposed to play here, and so they've been sitting for 2 days. Well, they had 1 run in the first game, now 4 in this one. Yankees had 2 in the first game and 2 here in this one. Grounded in the hole, backhanded by Simmons. He sets and fires, and Martin retires the Yankees in order 1-2-3 here in the 8th. We're going to the 9th inning in the Bronx. It's 4-2 Rangers. And the Rangers. Coverage starts at noon without a batting practice today in the pregame. Then we're back with the first pitch shortly after 1 o'clock on Yes and streaming on the Yes app. Now this is officially a makeup from Saturday's rained-out game. John Gray will get the start for Texas, one of their big free agent signings. 3 games started at 7.50 ERA. And nasty Nestor Cortez, 1.82 ERA, a 1-1 record. We go to the 9th inning of Game 2 of this doubleheader, and Texas leads the Yankees 4-2. Wandy Peralta remains in. He got the final 2 outs of the 8th inning, and now he will face Cole Calhoun, who walked as a pinch hitter for Nick Solak in that 3-run 7th inning. Well, that's the difference in the game. Yankees came into that 7th inning up 2-1, and 3 runs later they're down by 2 as we go to the 9th. 6 hits for the Rangers, 3 hits for the Yanks. One and 0.
See Peralta, when he goes to his fastball, a lot of times he'll almost do it with a quick pitch motion, just kind of a slide step, much more deliberate when he goes to his changeup. And there's a little dunker there. And a beautiful thing if you're a hitter.
Against the shift, nobody was there, so it reaches the outfield grass for a single.
And you can just hear the bat snapping right there. But again, if you're Cole Calhoun, you love knocks like that. Huge shift, nothing but space on that left side of that infield. And you can see Cole smiling from ear to ear going, that feels amazing.
And a strike to Nathaniel Lowe. Tap back to Peralta. Takes the out at first. Moving to second is Calhoun.
It's a good job of Peralta filling this position right there. You see a lot of times runner on first. Pitcher wants to come up and make that third or second, but understanding how much time he had, gathering himself, making a good, accurate throw to first to get the first out.
Yeah, you could hear Trevino really directing traffic there,
Yeah,
telling
he
him
was.
where to go. A lot of times as a pitcher, you don't know the timing because you're not a fielder a lot of times, but you know, get the sure out, give yourself a chance to get out of this inning anyway.
Here's Andy Ibanez. Now, if you want to look ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, and why wouldn't you? Gleyber Torres, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and then Marwin Gonzalez. On the bench for the Yankees, left-handed hitter Joey Gallo, right-handed hitter DJ LeMahieu, and then Kyle Higashioka is on there as well. They've already used Marwin Gonzalez. 2-0. Now, no one is warming for the Rangers, so it looks like they'll start the 9th with Brett Martin, who pitched a 1-2-3/8. Fly ball to center field. Hicks back, makes the play. Tagging is Calhoun, and he makes it to third. Oh, now Joe Barlow is up. So they'll ask Joe to close it. And here's Brad Miller. The big hit, the 2-run home run in the 7th. So they've got a lot of maneuvering to try to grab this win. See the names that have been scratched off. The only one on the bench remains the backup catcher, Mitch Garver.
And Chris Woodward had some success with those moves tonight. Cole Calhoun getting on base again. Big homer by Brad Miller. So making the right move as a manager in the 2nd game.
Woodward was one of the, I believe, 6 other men that were interviewed for the Yankee manager's job when Aaron Boone got it. There's the StatCast by Google Cloud on the Miller pinch hit home run. Traveled 406 feet, 107 miles per hour off the bat. 1-1 on Miller.
I listened to you, I heard you, I'm listening.
Chris Woodward, he's not making a lot of friends from the yes booth down to the umpire. He's not making a lot of friends out here tonight.
Calhoun dancing off third. 2-2. If Woodward really wants to gauge his friendship level, Paul, he should read Yankee Twitter after the game.
I'm sure there's some beauties out there for him, huh?
And we talked about it at Yankee Twitter. They don't mess around.
Swing and a miss. Another good performance by Wandy Peralta. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Starting it off will be Gleyber Torres. He ended the first game. How does he start this one? You know the old phrase, right? Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? We'll see if Gleyber Torres starts it off in proper fashion when we return on Yes. It's a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local Tri-State Audi dealer today, and this moment came at the end of the first game.
It's his 4th home run and a game winner, a walk-off. What a way to start the day.
Well, he led off the bottom of the 9th inning with that home run. He's leading off the bottom of the 9th inning, and he'll do it against Joe Barlow, who's had 3 save opportunities, converted them all, 12 strikeouts in 8 1/3 innings. Called up last June, had a great season, grabbed the closer role by mid-August, and he remains in that role for the Rangers. So Barlow will face Torres. Outside, 1-0. Glaber's 0 for 3 in this game.
Another guy that loves his slider, throws it almost 60% of the time. Four-seam fastball to go with it.
And these are those interesting at-bats. You know, Glaber 0 for 3, but had some really quality at-bats tonight, made some hard contact. Of course, the homer in the first game. So again, you know, he's feeling good, swinging the bat well.
(3-0) on Torres. Yankees need a base runner, and that would bring up the tying run. Falefa is on deck. Strike 1. 3-1.
Well, you'd have to figure if you get a base runner that Trevino, possibly DJ LeMahieu, somebody else is getting loose down there.
And he walked him. So Gleyber Torres gets on, and the Yankees have a shot, bringing the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
And that's a great take by Glaber. You can just see at each at-bat with each pitch, he's feeling more and more comfortable. You can just see how he took those last 2 balls, not flinching, you know, slow, quiet, gathered, recognizing the pitches early. Another quality at-bat from Gleyber Torres.
Marwin Gonzalez is on deck. Torres leads off first, held there by Lowe. And there's a strike. Falefa did not play in the first game. He is 0 for 1 with 2 walks here against his former team in game 2. And there's DJ LeMahieu with a batting helmet and a bat. Gallo also on deck, or also in the dugout. Laid off that pitch, 1-1. You have to go back to 1972 in a doubleheader against the Kansas City Royals for the Yankees to have 2 walk-off wins in one doubleheader. And to bring it all full circle, Paul, in 1972, 11-year-old me was at that game.
Is that right?
Yep.
See, these stories mean so much more to you because you lived them.
Mm-hmm. Two and two. Well, keep it right here on Yes after the final out, as our studio team will have highlights, analysis, and complete player reaction from today's doubleheader, plus Aaron Boone on the manager's report. That's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. Barlow deals. 3-2.
Barlow coming into this game, only 1 walk. We saw he did a good job of not allowing free base runners, but he walked the first guy, and now here he is in a 3-2 count. So another big pitch for Barlow right here.
Swing and a miss. Chased a pitch up in the zone. Falefa down on strikes. 1 away.
Yeah, this is the ball as a hitter. Cam, you mentioned it earlier in the game. You see so well. You think you can stay on top of it. That high fastball, it got by Falefa. But you got to figure, as much as Barlow uses his slider, that was in the back of his mind.
You're absolutely right. When you use a slider like that, you go up, you see that ball up, you're thinking it might have some spin and come back down. So you're right, it makes you susceptible to that high fastball. Opportunity for Joey Gallo to come up with a big hit for the Yankees right here.
So Mathis comes out to talk things over with Barlow, how to approach Gallo. Talk about incentive. Obviously, you're on the Yankees, you want the Yankees to tie the game, but you think Gallo wants that one in the seats against the team that traded him?
Absolutely. Not only he wants to do it against a team that traded him, listen, he wants to do something that endears himself to these Yankees fans a little bit more as well. So a homer would be a beautiful thing for Joey Gallo right now. But I'm sure he'll take a knock.
There's a strike to Gallo. You saw from the numbers, he's not a great pinch hitter, and everyday players usually don't pinch hit well because they're not used to the procedure. He's 4 for 23. A brisk night here on Mother's Day. The 0-1, 1-1.
It's always interesting to me to watch how a hitter is pitched from a team that he has come from, because they should know his strengths and they should know his weaknesses. So, you saw a slider first pitch and then kind of a show me, hey, I have a fastball. Let's see if he goes back to the slider, which he did.
Now on deck for the Yankees, DJ LeMahieu. Unless there's a game-ending double play, he will pinch hit for Jose Trevino. Torres is on first base, 1 man out, bottom of the 9th. Rangers 4, Yankees 2. And the pitch. Pop foul, out of play.
You see where that pitch ended up. Boy, I tell you what, he missed one there. He's got a short little slider that just hung out right over the middle of the plate. This is the one you think about later. How did I miss it? Do you see just underneath?
Paul, you can see in that swing, though, that you can see him trying to create lift, and I think that's been an issue. He's such a big, strong guy. He doesn't have to create that lift. You see him lose the backside slightly. If you just work down and through the baseball out front, everything will be fine.
1-2. Outside, 2-2.
I think a guy like Joey Gallo would benefit from a few days of having BP session. Tony Gwynn used to talk about no homers in BP unless they're line drives. These guys get so caught up in wanting to watch balls fly to the ballpark during BP. You're such prolific power hitters in this lineup that sometimes a good line drive approach works really well.
2-2. High fly ball right field, way up there. Calhoun for the second out. And that'll leave it up to DJ LeMahieu.
Well, Barlow got this ball just in close enough to his hands where he was not able to get the bat head all the way out. Missed with his target. Actually got the ball inside, and you could see Gallo's reaction. Knew he missed it immediately.
And now LeMahieu will pinch hit for Trevino. Yankees down to their final out. LeMahieu at the plate as the tying run. Drops that slider in there for a first pitch strike. Two home runs for LeMahieu with 9 runs batted in. Oh and 2. Got the fastball by him.
And Barlow is a guy that's not just lighting the gun up, but like Paul said, he's pitching to the edges, pitching to the top of the zone so well. And again, he's having a lot of success, not walking guys. It's a reason why he's, grabbed that closer job as the Rangers closer and continue to do well.
One and 2. And the pitch. Spoiled that one and fouled it away. There's the Yankee offense in game 2, a 2-run home run by Stanton. Barlow trying to close it out and get a split in the doubleheader. And the 1-2. Just missed outside, 2 and 2.
Well, clearly outside, but a tough pitch to take as a hitter. Because anything close, these umpires, they get a little nervous and a little antsy to get out of here.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Yankees down by 2. Staying alive.
That's a dangerous pitch right there for Barlow, because DJ LeMahieu is able to stay on top of that ball up and away and use the short part of this field. Be very surprised if they give him another pitch up and away, because he is so good at getting to it.
Torres remains on first. Started the inning with a walk. 2 outs later, it's up to DJ LeMahieu. 2-2 count. Pinch hitting for Trevino. The pitch. Line to center field right there for the final out. And that will do it as the Yankees lose the second game of the doubleheader by a score of 4-2. They win game 1, 2-1. They lose game 2, 4-2. The rubber game is tomorrow afternoon. We'll come back.